Hi, I'm Kat, and today I'm going to show you some recommendations for beautiful Christmas gifts. So, 'tis the season, and I am here to give you some recommendations of books that you can ask for Christmas, that you can gift for Christmas. This is honestly just an excuse to show you some beautiful books that are in my collection that would make beautiful Christmas gifts, in my opinion, because books as objects can be so beautiful, and giving a book to someone is such a special gift, I think. So here are some of my recommendations of beautiful books as objects, but also beautiful content. And let's start with a graphic novel, and that is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. This is one of my favorite books, and it's one of those that you can't go wrong when you give this to somebody. So this, like I said, is a graphic novel, and it just has the most stunningly beautiful illustrations. The story itself is adorable. There are these little creatures, the tea dragons, that kind of grow plants on their heads and stuff like that, and they can make tea. And it's just, there's meanings to all of them, and it's just adorable. So this is a very versatile book. You can give them to youngins and older people as well. I love it, and it's just so stunning, so I have to recommend it. Then we get to some classics, which I also feel is such a safe and beautiful gift to give to somebody, because there are so many books and so many beautiful editions. So first off, I'm going to mention this edition of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. This book is simply stunning all the way through. Even the end papers are beautiful. Like, look at that, so stunning. And it's one of those classics that, since the movie was made, kind of gained popularity once again. I mean, classics are always popular, but you know what I mean. And this one is just so beautiful. The story, I read it in July, I think, this year. Absolutely loved it. You can also give somebody the DVD, the movie, to go with this. It's just a beautiful gift and a classic that is so worth the read. So I highly recommend considering this as a beautiful option to give to someone. And on that note, this edition, or these editions of Jane Austen novels, this one is Northanger Abbey, but there are, I don't know, oh, here they are. All of her books have been published in these beautiful editions. This is the only one I have of this collection, but it's just stunning. Once again, the end pages, or the end papers, also have a different pattern, and it's just a lovely thing. Another genre that I feel can make a beautiful and kind of safe gift to somebody is nonfiction. But when it comes to nonfiction, the covers are not always the prettiest, so it's a bit hit or miss. I'm going to mention one of my favorite books of this year, and that is Hood Feminism by Mickey Kendall. Absolutely love this book and this cover. For something that is nonfiction, it's just so beautifully done. And I mean, the themes, the whole message of this book is absolutely mandatory reading, obviously, but as an object, as well as the content that it has, is a beautiful book. And obviously, being one of my favorites of the year, I can't recommend it enough. So here I am giving it as a recommendation again. Buy it for yourself, for somebody else. You will not regret it. And it's a beautiful way to start conversations, to make sure that people are aware of what's going on in the world, the discussions that are happening in our society, and what needs to change. And another book that I discovered this year and I loved also has a beautiful cover, which is the kind of theme that I'm going for, is Losing Eden by Lucy Jones. This book also brings up a lot of important topics. This one discusses feminism, racism, intersectionality, and this book focuses a lot more on nature, the environment. how it affects our health. Also talks a lot about class, which I think is super important to acknowledge in these kinds of scenarios, because not everybody has the same opportunities and the same circumstances. The fact that it has a beautiful cover just makes it even a better gift. Another kind of book that would make a beautiful gift is this one. This is The Language of Thorns, Midnight Tales and Dangerous Magic by Leigh Bardugo. And if you don't know this book, this is a collection of fairy tales inspired by the Grishaverse. There are illustrations throughout the whole book, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful object because, once again, the illustrations are to die for. Let me show you one. Like, look at that. Even if you don't know the Grishaverse, even if you've never read any of Leigh Bardugo's other books, you don't have to, because this stands on its own as a beautiful piece of fiction, just a ton of different short stories in a way. And I feel like this is a beautiful book to just cozy up in a blanket, hot drink in hand, whatever your preference, and just read for an afternoon. It's so magical. And then we get to some more straightforward novels, but at the same time, beautiful editions of novels, beautiful books as stories and as objects. So once again, I'm going to recommend Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler, because this book is just stunning. Let me show you, because I haven't done that yet. I've been talking about this book a lot recently, but I haven't shown you Under the Dust Jacket. It's just so pretty. The whole book is stunning. It's illustrated. Once again, the story is amazing. It's so lovely and sad, but lovely. You can tell that this book is made with love in a way. Like, there's a lot of work put into this story, and it would make such a beautiful gift for someone. It's such a special edition as well. On the train of beautiful books, which I love, With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I loved this book. First time I read it, I will probably reread it multiple times during the course of my life. Hopefully I get the time to do it. But it's just so stunning. The writing is beautiful. Like, Elizabeth Acevedo's writing is stunning. And once again, one of my favorites of the year, so I have to recommend it. Please get yourself a copy. Ask for one for Christmas. Give this book to somebody, because not only is it, once again, a beautiful object, but the story is to die for. So let's go to the cover, Under the Dust Jacket. Another thing that is so cute about this book is that it has little recipes throughout the whole thing. It makes sense with the story, obviously. And it could be interesting to give this to somebody and maybe make a recipe from it. This was a very easy list to make, because I always make it a priority to try and find the most beautiful editions of books when I buy them. And it was just a case of finding some of my favorites, some of my favorite covers as well, and just recommend them to you. So I hope you're enjoying it. Next up, we have A Very Large Expanse of Sea by Tahereh Mafi. I love this book so much. Once again, a beautiful cover. It is stunning. I would compare this to this in the sense that it is a beautiful object and it is a beautiful story. I got this book is so special to me. I got this in Shakespeare and Company in Paris. Obviously I had it stamped. And I got this when I visited my best friend, obviously in Paris. And even though this isn't the easiest story to read, because it talks a lot about xenophobia, about discrimination in general, it's such a beautiful story. And lastly, we get to one of my favorite books of all time, and that is a classic, City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. And I'm talking about this edition in particular because, I'm going to be honest, Cassandra Clare does not have the best covers in the business. I am sorry. I know there's a lot of work put into them, but they're not to my taste and they're not my favorites. I love the content, but if we could make them all look like this special edition, I would cherish you with my whole heart, because this is so beautiful. This is the 10-year special edition, anniversary edition, and it would make such a beautiful gift. If you know that people love this series but don't have this edition, if you know that they haven't tried it out yet and they haven't read this book, why not give them this beautiful edition? There's illustrations throughout the whole thing. Let me show you them. Little illustrations throughout. My baby, Magnus Bane. And it's just such a stunning book. It's a delight to read this book, and this edition in particular, with all the special content, and I couldn't recommend this enough. And obviously I couldn't make a video not recommending this book, especially this edition, for a gift. Yes. And that's the video for today. Those are all my recommendations. Obviously, I could make more, but I didn't want this video to be huge. And also, I tried my best to give a variety of options, so you can pick and choose whatever you like to give, to receive, whatever. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know down below in the comments what would be the best book to give, in your opinion, and what book you would like to receive this Christmas if you celebrate it. I'm curious to know. That's it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!